Ladies and gentlemen, for your final matchup of tonight, we have seated at number 5, upsetting Ninu and defeating Batboy, Myles, and CTM, hot CTM star as well as CTL winner, Jake Games, reached insane amounts. So ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're going to do tonight. Both of these players are off to a great start. Jake is the hyper topper out of the two. Myles is a Daz player at this current moment in time. Both players already with a Tetris on the board. Jake now Tetris ready. Myles also Tetris ready as well. Both of these players had gone through insane matches. Myles winning up against Beast and Shin and Zeal in order to make his way to the top 16, and then winning up against Benji, who upsetted Sodium Overdose. Jake winning up against several good players, winning up against the Asian, scoring double max outs, having to go to level 31 in order to win a game, as well as winning up against Brodendamp in a decider where both players were about to 1.1 at how efficient they were both playing, and had some insane matches with him and Jeff. And now I don't believe this would be any exception. 77,000 for Myles, and now after that Tetris, Myles goes up to 100,000. Jake is now at 121,000. Jake with an LJ dependency over there in columns 4 through 6. Fills it in with a long bar and just converts it to a J and gets all the right pieces and knocks down the Tetris. Myles only trailing by 2 Tetrises right now. 124,000, 168,000. Now Myles with a little bit of a stairway. Does get some good pieces, but does have a J piece dependency and is now up very high. Needs to find some way to burn this down. Gets the I piece now. Gets the L. And Myles knocks down the Tetris. Goes up to 151. However, Jake is playing super efficient. He's already at 214,000. We saw something similar like this up against Laser Monkey, where he scored his 1.1. Now Jake is playing aggressive, stacking incredibly high. Has an L piece dependency. Jake is going to have to tap something over, and oh no, a misdrop from Jake. He's going to top at 215,000. Myles just has to score 2 Tetrises in order to overtake that. So 216,000 is the score that Myles has to get. Myles now setting up a couple of dependencies. Has an eyepiece dependency over there in column 3. Fills it in. One more Tetris will do it. A lot of aggression being displayed by Jake. And with that Tetris, Myles takes game 1. Waiting on a ready from Jake. We got it ready from Jake. Let's go ahead and count them down. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Game 2. Jake with an early top out, 215,000. Trivial score for Myles to overcome as he had a very clean board. But that is just the first game out of potentially 5. And Jake with a misdrop already. Not necessarily a costly misdrop. However, Myles is going to be able to knock down his first Tetris sooner than Jake will. Myles the Tetris ready. Jake looks like he's just going to go ahead and go for the row 2 Tetris. Slightly dirty, but not necessarily completely dirty. Just needs one more piece. Now he's Tetris ready. That's going to be a Tetris for Jake going up to 26,000. And Jake is set up for another row 2 Tetris. Myles has a little bit of burning to do. Looking for a Z or a T. Gets a Z. And now trying to burn this out. Myles now, once again, a couple of jagged dependencies. Got right pieces. Jake knocks down another Tetris, 718. Jake actually sets up a delay burn with the T piece. Interesting spot to set it up there. As a result, is going to have to burn 3 lines at minimum before his next Tetris. Looks like Jake is getting prepared to probably go for a rather clean well transfer. But he's still definitely comfortable here on row 2. Knocks down Tetris, goes up to 98,000. Meanwhile, Myles having trouble trying to build up a lead up against Jake, despite Jake seeming to be burning all the time. Myles is at 86,000, and unfortunately got a long bar. Didn't really help the way his stack was. Myles is now going to have to burn. He's starting to get up a little bit high. Gets the long bar for a dirty triple, not a Tetris. Now Myles at 118,000, Jake at 151, looking for an L piece. And there it is, a nice little, oh, misses it. Could potentially be going aggressive and setting up for a Tetris. Jake, however, now starting to get up a little bit high. We saw what he was able to dig out of earlier. And he's going aggressive, he's setting up for this dirty center well. Is he going to get the long bar for it? Got the long bar, covered up the well. And Jake is going to knock down a Tetris, 181 to 153. Jake's aggression knows no bounds, even willing to set up for Tetrises up that high. He's already down one game in the set. So if he loses this game, Myles will only have one more before he is crowned the Classic Tetris Gauntlet Season of Ice champion. Jake is your defending champion, of course, winning up against Coffee in a decider. Jake is now clean, ready to go for Road 2 Tetris again. That's going to be another Tetris for Jake, 216,000. Myles trailing by just under a Tetris. But Myles and Jake both have clean boards. Jake knocks down a Tetris and gets the opportunity to transfer over the well. It looks like he might convert it into a center well. And no, he's just going to keep it to the right well. Jake now Tetris ready at 240,000. Avoids setting up the long bar dependency. And nice little tuck right there by Jake. Does have to burn this down. Looking for an L piece. Trying to avoid setting up LJ dependencies. Holding out for the right pieces, and that might be problematic for Jake. Earlier that, ooh, nice O right there. Jake's going to knock down Tetris, go up to 270. Only trailing Myles' score by one Tetris. However, he's 6 lines in the lead. 272 to 270,000. And Jake forced to set up an awkward delay burn there. He's now going to have to burn down even more. Jake gets the long bar, puts it over there in the well. Going to burn a singular line. Now Myles is starting to take a lead. 277,000 for Jake, 324 for Myles. Jake once again going aggressive. That's going to be a triple, not a Tetris. But he's setting up for a dirty Tetris. And he gets the long bar for it. Bring him up to 306,000. Jake with some absolutely insane aggression here. And he's Tetris ready again. We saw this in his game up against Jeff where he was just playing absolutely dirty. And managed to match Jeff's pace while doing so. However, this might have been the greatest idea. Jake now needs to burn this out. Opens up the well. And gets a long bar, knocks out another dirty Tetris, 334,000 for Jake. Myles at 376,000. And it looks like Jake might be setting up again. Nice L burn over there by Jake. And he's going aggressive. He's setting up for another dirty Tetris. And he gets the long bar for it. 360,000 for Jake, 399. Now 422 for Myles. Now Jake might be in a little bit of trouble with this build. Able to get that tap all the way over, and he's still going aggressive. He's going to knock down another Tetris, and he transitions at 392,000. Transition even snuck up on me. Myles about to transition. He's at 454,000. Now Jake just trying to get the right piece to open this up. And now Jake is clean, ready to start building for Tetrises. Myles at 459,000. Tetris ready, holding out for the long bar. Knocks down Tetris, bringing him up to 483,000. Jake now running into a little bit of trouble again. Setting up a center well, though. And he's actually setting up for the dirty Tetris. Oh my gosh, he's going that aggressive. But was that the right decision? Can he get a piece all the way? He got the long bar all the way over to the left. Can he get another long bar, though? He needs to find some way to burn down. That's a triple. And that's not going to be a dirty Tetris for Jake. 450,000. 2 Tetrises behind. behind Myles right now. Myles just playing conservatively. Jake is set up for a center wall Tetris. What a fantastic dirty Tetris right there. And that Tetris is going to bring him up to 486,000. And it looks like he might just try and burn this all out and go for your standard right wall Tetris. Myles at 555,000. Pretty healthy lead. Knocks down another Tetris. Oh no, he hangs the eyepiece and he quick taps it over, knocking down the Tetris. 582,000. Does have a long bar dependency in the center of his stack. And he's trying to open it up. Gets the long bar. Fills it in. Jake is now Tetris ready. Holds out for the long bar. Knocks down Tetris. Goes to 549,000. Myles answers right back. 613,000. He's 2 levels behind. Jake now Tetris ready. Holding out for the next long bar. And another Tetris for Jake. 580,000. And he's getting set up for another Tetris. Gets the long bar. Needs another one. Myles knocks down another Tetris though. 644,000. Jake knocks down a Tetris, bringing him up to 610,000. Only 30,000 points behind. Knocks down another Tetris. Goes to 641. Myles has to do some burning, and Jake can capitalize on this moment. However, Myles won't be in this burn for too much longer as long as he get the right pieces. And he's trying to get a good piece for his parity, but RNG didn't want to give it to him. Now it looks like he has a secret grade forming in his stack. Jake is now Tetris ready. He's going to knock down Tetris and take the lead. 677,000 for Jake. Myles is running into trouble. He can't get anything over to the left. And with that, Jake managing to pull off the insane maneuvering on level 19 takes game 2. All right, we got it ready from Myles and we got it ready from Jake. Let's go ahead and count them down. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. After a fantastic game 2, Jake managing to survive some insanely high placements on 19, coming back and beating Myles after Myles tops out. Now we are at a decider. Was a best of 5 is now a best of 3. Winner of this maintains a definite advantage and is one step closer to winning the classic Tetris Gauntlet custom controller. Anyways, to start the game off with, both players have a Tetris on the board. Jake is set up for his second. So is Myles. They're just waiting on the next long bar. Jake has already knocked down his second. Myles running into a small drought here. Makes the adjustment. J-piece dependency. Now Myles has to cover up the well. Gets an L for a beautiful double. And knocks down a Tetris, bringing him up to 50,000. Jake, on the other hand, is at 68,000. Tetris ready. Clean build. And Jake's now starting to get up a little bit high. But we saw what he did on last game on level 19. It's not any surprise that he should be able to do this very easily. Anyways, Jake and Myles, exact same score. Myles takes a triple. Jake holding out for the long bar. Nice adjustment. Where's the long bar for Jake? What is this drought? Jake gets the long bar over just barely. Oh my gosh, that drought was insane. That was an insane tap. Holy cow. 126,000 for Jake. 129,000 for Myles. Jake now, after burning a couple lines, is Tetris ready again. Knocks down Tetris. Goes to 152. Getting that long bar over was some actually insane stuff. 174,000 for Jake. Continuing to pour on Tetrises. However, he is ahead by 4 lines, so we very much be at a tie game. Getting that long bar over, it looked like it was 18 or 17 height. It was insane. Nah, not that high. It was like 14 high, 15 high. Insane. Let's start the game off with Jake maintaining a respectable lead here. 180,000 for Myles, 221,000 for Jake. Jake knocks down another Tetris. 243,000. Myles only trailing by 3 Tetrises now and is down by roughly a Tetris worth in lines. Jake with a nice set of delay burns and nice adjustment on the T and a Tetris to finish it off. 269,000 for Jake. Myles now starting to get a rather concerning build here. Has a 2 wide, 2 deep gap over there on the left. Fills it in with a square. Now Jake, Tetris ready once again. Knocks down another Tetris. Goes up to 294. Knocks down another Tetris. Goes up. Oh, actually misses the tap there. But he gets this one. Knocks down 2 back-to-back Tetrises. Goes up to 339. Myles is at 223. Myles down by 100,000 points now. He's actually setting up for the column 9 and going for the well transfer. If he would have got the long bar, he would have had a perfect clear in column 9. However, it looks like none of the pieces are falling for Myles right now. And it looks like he might actually be setting up for a dirty Tetris. He's going for a dirty center well. And he's going to get the dirty center well. That's going to be a Tetris, putting him at 250,000. However, Jake is incredibly clean. Another Tetris for Jake, putting him at 408,000. On pace for a very healthy transition. Can actually transition with a 600k if he keeps up this aggression. And that's going to be another Tetris for both Myles and Jake. 277,000, 430,000 for Jake. Jake with a T-spin there. Tetris ready. He's going to knock down another Tetris. 453,000. Myles at 279. Now Jake, Tetris ready. Myles getting up a little bit high. Burns down for a double. Followed up by another double. Needs one more piece. Long bar came a little bit too late. Getting a Z bursted here. And it's being forced to burn down again. Myles opens up the well just in time for the long bar this time. 310,000 to 500,000. Both players are almost at the exact same line count. Jake has a 200,000 point lead. Myles is really going to have to do something in post-transition or hope Jake tops out early due to his substantial aggression. But nice adjustment over there by Myles. Burns opens up the well, knocks down a Tetris. 337,000 for Myles. 522,000 for Jake. Jake takes a safety triple. 553,000. Jake Tetris ready again. Jake now about to one more Tetris and he'll transition with a 600k transition. Myles at 362 can still transition with a 400. Knocks down one Tetris, but sets up a long bar dependency over there in column 3. Gets the long bar. Jake holding out for this one last piece to score this Tetris. It's just going to take the triple and transition at 382, but immediate misdrop on transitioning. Gets the square all the way over and then burns it all like it was nothing. However, he does have 2 long bar dependencies. Fills in one of them and needs to get another piece to fill in the other. Myles transitions at 434,000, knocks down the Tetris, putting him at 460,000. Jake now back into a dig, so Myles can utilize this opportunity to take some points off of that 200,000 point lead for Jake. Myles is Tetris ready, holding out for the long bar. Knocks down the Tetris, goes up to 485,000. Jake now might be setting up for a center well. He is clean. Myles Tetris ready as well. And Jake is at 624,000. Myles knocks down Tetris, goes to 513,000. Jake, interestingly, might have been a misdrop, but it works out well. Got the long bar for the long bar dependency. Both players Tetris ready. Both players holding out for the long bar. Myles has to do a little bit of burning before he can score his next Tetris. And could have flat long bar burned right there. Myles needs to open up this well. He's up a little bit high, a little out of the comfort zone for most players. And these pieces aren't doing him any favors. Gets an O piece. Needs to open up the well. Needs to get another piece over there to the left. Gets the I piece all the way over. But he now needs another I piece. Will he get one? Does he get one? He's holding out. He gets it over. That's going to burn a triple. But can he get anything else over? He needs to get something over to the left. That's going to burn out a single. Myles doing his best. Gets the quick tap. Myles having some absolutely insane survival. And just like that, Myles is now Tetris ready. Well is open. But there's still a 200,000 point lead Myles has to deal with. 567,000 for Myles. Jake is now at 752,000. Myles knocks down another Tetris. Goes up to 597,000. Jake now running into a little bit of trouble. Not able to score a couple of Tetrises here. And Jake able to get that tap over just enough. And now he's at 785,000. Jake is well on max out pace. Myles now down by 180,000. Kind of shortening the lead a little bit. Knocks down another Tetris. Goes to 631,000. Jake, however, is incredibly clean. He can burn from any position right here. He's going to go for a triple. And now Jake has the well covered. Myles can utilize this. He's Tetris ready, but Jake is also Tetris ready. He has the well open. Both players waiting on the long bar. Where's the long bar for Jake? There it is. He's going to knock down Tetris, bring him up to 826. Myles gets that square over and knocks down the Tetris. Goes to 667. Knocks down another Tetris. Goes to 699,000. Still trying to do his best to close the gap. And Jake is now running into a little bit of complications. He's looking for good pieces. Going to set up a delay burn. Now Jake might be in trouble here. He needs the long bar. Is he going to get a long bar? He's set up for a dirty Tetris. He gets a dirty Tetris. 863,000 for Jake. Myles is in prime position. He's 100,000 points away. But Jake needs to try and dig out of this first. He's not dead yet. We saw what he could survive. But Myles is in trouble. Not getting anything to put over to the left. Not sure if he'll be able to survive this for too much longer. And Myles is going to top out 737,000. So Jake takes game 3 and is one step closer to winning the custom controller. We got it ready from Jake and we got it ready from Myles in game 4. This is an important game. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Ladies and gentlemen, Myles has to win this game to force a decider, or Jake will win and he'll be your back-to-back Classic Tetris Gauntlet champion. Jake winning up against Broden Damp, The Asian, and Jeff, as well as Laser Monkey. Made it all the way here to the finals. Myles winning up against Zeal, Beast and Shin, Benji, who beat Sodium Overdose, as well as dethroning Batboy and Ninu. So both players taking down giants to make it up here. Now Jake now knocks down a Tetris. Doesn't have necessarily the cleanest of boards. Would like to get an L piece to kind of burn that out. And gets an O piece for a tug. Myles has already knocked down 2 Tetrises. Jake is now Tetris ready again. Jake now playing aggressive as usual, up a little high, gets the S piece all the way over and decides to burn with the S double. Knocks down a Tetris 50,000 to 70,000. Myles currently in the lead. Myles at 71,000. Jake goes up to 74,000. Both players Tetris ready. What the heck is that? 76,000 for Myles. He's going to knock down a Tetris. 99,000. I have no idea what that was. However, Jake has already taken a 1 Tetris lead, but is 4 lines in the future. Myles knocks down a Tetris, goes up to 123. And Myles goes up to 147. Knocks down another Tetris, tying up Jake at 170. However, Jake is almost Tetris ready as well. After that T-piece placement, his Tetris ready does have a J-piece dependency. And covers up the well, gets the J-piece now, waiting for the I-piece. Jake now has the well open. Gonna go for a safe double. Myles also Tetris ready. Has a T-trough in the center of his build. He's gonna use a T-piece to get rid of it. Now is ready. Jake has already taken a 1 Tetris lead now. Myles Tetris ready. Knocks down a Tetris. Jake with a little bit of complications here. But we saw what he was able to do earlier. Literally, these situations are normal for Jake. And he might be... No, he's not going to set up the center well Tetris right there. That had been a little bit too aggressive for his taste. However, Myles is setting up for his center well Tetris. Oh no, a mischief. He's going to burn 1 line. Can he get the long bar over? Yes, he can. He needs to get another one. Wow, several long bars. RNG just blessing Myles, saying you will survive this. However, Jake is still up very high. Gets the long bar all the way over to the right. Needs another one to fill in the dependency. And now Jake is back in a very reasonable position. Myles 217, Jake 235, and Jake knocks down 2 Tetrises, bringing him up to 281,000. Myles is clean. He needs to find some way to burn out that line eventually. Gets a lovely Z, knocks down a Tetris. Myles goes up to 247. Once again, Jake off to not necessarily as big of a lead as we've seen in these past few games. However, Jake is what we saw what Jake can do in the post transition, and Myles can use every point he can get. Jake knocks down a Tetris, goes to 309,000. Sets up a T-spin dependency. Nice adjustment over there on that S. Knocks down a Tetris. and hits the T-spin. 332,000 for Jake. Myles down by 2 Tetrises at 294,000. Jake knocks down another Tetris. 356. Myles having to do a couple of flat burns here. Opens up the well. Waiting for the next long bar. Jake is also Tetris ready. Myles knocks down Tetris 318. Jake answers right back 380. But then Myles counters 341. We're now 30 lines away from the transition. It all comes down to this. Jake knocks down another Tetris 403. 30 more lines left, and it comes down to will Myles be able to outscore and outlive Jake? Or will Jake be able to dominate it like he did in the past few games? Myles now Tetris ready. Knocks down another Tetris. Goes up to 388. And after he potentially knocks down this Tetris, we are now neck and neck. 411 to 410. Only 1 line separates us. Jake knocks down a triple. 10 lines away from transition is Jake. Myles is 13. Myles knocks down a Tetris. He goes up in the lead. Goes to 435. Jake is now getting a little bit high. Needs a couple good pieces. Oh no. Jake is in trouble. He's able to burn out and bring the stack down 4 lines. Now he can definitely burn this out. 446,000 transition for Jake. And Jake gets perfect pieces. However, Myles needs to get a piece over to the left. There he does. Myles can transition at almost the exact same score. He's going to burn down for a triple. Burn down for another triple and a triple. Goes to 456,000. Jake is clean. Jake is Tetris ready. He gets the long bar, knocks down a Tetris. 507,000. Myles now has the opportunity right here. He needs to win this game in order to force a decider, in order to win, in order to dethrone Jake. He's Tetris ready. Myles holding out for the long bar, knocks down Tetris, but so does Jake. 536,000 to 485,000. And ooh, Myles with a very unfortunate square right there. Would love another L. Gets an I instead, which works just as fine. Jake, however, Tetris, ooh, not going to get quite Tetris ready. Is going to decide to go for a couple of conservative burns and a couple of rough pieces over there for Jake. However, Myles has a T-piece gap like he was trying to set up. Oh no, Myles with a misdrop there. He needs the long bar soon. Goes for a tug. Can he get the long bar over? Yes, he gets the long bar over, but he needs another one. Burns down for a double. Can he get a piece over there to the left? He does gets the long bar over, and he's going to try and hold out for the L. He needs that L. L doesn't come. Myles is in trouble here. Can he get any more pieces over? And Myles is going to top out at 498,000, which means, ladies and gentlemen, Jake is your Classic Tetris Gauntlet Season of Ice champion.